Hello. Sorry I'm late. You know, into technology, it's just rubbish and doesn't do what you want it to do. That is why I'm late. Google wants me to do a two-step or whatever you call it when you log in, and I'm like, why? Like, I log into this computer. I thought Google was supposed to be clever. Not everyone has their phone on them all the time, do they? Anyway, we're here. This live stream has been postponed to now because on Wednesday, I don't know why. I'm going to need to reschedule these noughts and crosses things because I've put them on a day when I'm at work for 10 hours and then I come home at 6:30 and I've got to make dinner. Just like, I can't do that. I just can't do that in one go. Thank you. So I don't know when I'm going to reschedule them for. Maybe the Wednesday, the week before. I shall schedule it and you shall see when it will be. Right, so we're going to talk about, also I'm in a different position because my other computer, I've got a nice fancy new computer, didn't want to do anything, so that's additionally why I'm late. We're going to talk about Checkmate. Oh, it smells so good, it smells so good. So Checkmate, this is the third book in the Noughts and Crosses series. It's probably the chunkiest, it's like 500 pages, isn't it? It's long, it's long. You can't see that, but there it is. It's there. I'm just gonna put it down. This chair's heckin' annoying. Is anything gonna go right? I'm just gonna sit really still. So, what are my opinions on this book? Let's talk about first of all what actually happens. So it follows mostly Callie Rose and her mum Steffi and Meggie and Jude. And Jude is the leader of the Liberation Militia, and he's just trying to kill loads of Noughts because he just despises them. He's a ruthless killer now. This chairman. Let me just kind of move around a bit because this chair is annoying me. Steffi is really annoying. Can we all agree that? She's so annoying. And Callie Rose is such a lovely little kid. And then she grows up like most teenagers and then turns horrible. Maggie's just her same old Maggie self. She doesn't want to believe that her son Jude is responsible for anything bad happening in the world. And then you've got, what's her name? Jasmine, Steffi's mum, who is just dying, really. It's all a bit sad. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and Jude is trying to get Callie Rose to join the LM, and he succeeds, and she's about to blow up her granddad because he's about to stand for PM, and Jude's like, no thank you, you're gonna die, goodbye. So yeah, the plot I thought was interesting. I thought it was a bit long. I thought it could have been a shorter book. It just kind of dragged out for a long time and it was just kind of boring and like, I don't know, it was 3 stars for me, the whole thing. I just felt like loads of it just didn't need to be there and it was just, I just couldn't be bothered. I was reading it like, yeah, okay, cool, I don't care. And I guess you were supposed to be excited about, because it starts off with Jude being the leader of the LM and Jude versus Jasmine and then the Callie Rose versus Steffi bit. So you already know what's going to happen in the future. It's just that build up to the future. But the build up, I was like, I just really couldn't care less. I've said that multiple times now. So yeah, the plot was all right, I guess. I think the last 50 pages were the best of the whole book, I think, in my opinion, even though I don't really remember much. But yeah, when Jude was in that hotel room with Jasmine and Jasmine's got the bomb, I was like, ooh, it's really good. And then Maggie comes. Still, I wasn't like, oh my god, Maggie's come. Like, I wasn't really that shocked. Should we talk about the characters? Oh my god, we're only 4 minutes in and I feel like I've talking for ages. Steffi, let's start with Steffi because that's the first one that came into my head. she's so heckin' annoying and irritating, and I just really don't like her. I only liked her when she was stuck in the cellar with Callie. Like that's the only time she was like kind of, I don't know, gave any care towards anybody. She's just so selfish and just very insular and protective. But it's fair enough because of what's happened to her. But at the same time, like, I don't like reading about you. You annoy me. Goodbye. So whenever her chapter came up, I thought, oh God, here we go. Another moaning. Let's moan about this and moan about that, and how you don't love this person. You don't know if you love this person, and how difficult everything is. It's just blah 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 blah. I don't care. So there we go. That's Steffi. What was going on with my eye, man? Kelly Rose. We'll get onto her in a minute. Maggie. She's just kind of the same, wasn't she, really? Nothing really to report. What's going on in the apocalypse? Jude. I think Jude might have been the most interesting character in this. And at the end, we don't know if he's actually like. We don't know if the bomb's gone off, do we? So I hope he isn't dead, because Maggie thinks that what he's done isn't redeemable, that he's lost now, he can never return to goodness. But I would be really interested to see if he can be, because I think he can. Now Maggie has left him, he's seen that his mum's given up on him. That's the first time that that's happened. And I would be really interested to see if he can be redeemed. But the thing is, it does sound like the bomb's gone off, doesn't it? I just don't want it to roll, because I think Jude can be redeemed. And his last thoughts were of Cara. We all knew what was going to happen, didn't we? Well, not the bomb thing. That was a bit shocking. But yeah, I don't know. I was just expecting that Jude would have been redeemed. Like, I wasn't expecting him to die a bad character. Oh, I thought that it would be more interesting if Jude was written in a way where he is redeemed, where he does become a better person, where he does realise what he's doing is very wrong and horrible. But yeah, it doesn't give much hope, does it? It makes you think that if someone is gone, like if someone is a bad person completely, that's it, you can't change them. And I don't think that's the case. Well, if you look up social psychology, but just like, psychology and all that kind of stuff, people are redeemable. I keep on saying redeemable. But yeah, I really hope that he isn't dead, because I would like him to try get better. Jasmine, the same old Jasmine, really, wasn't she? Although she did braven up and rely on her children a lot more. And Kamal is just the same old horrible stuff. So some character development in some places and not much in others. Right, let's talk about Callie Rose, or Callie. Okay, have some opinions. So I think overall her character development was very good, very representative of just a normal kid growing up into a teenager, but obviously with just horrible racism happening around her and towards her as well. But I think I can relate to the way she's grown up. Not that I had a difficult upbringing, but I was a happy little kid bouncing around, didn't really know what was happening. I might have seen there's some tension between people, but just a bit ignorant. And then when I became a teenager, you start realizing all the things that are wrong in the world, and you get angry, and you don't want to talk to your mum. And she doesn't have it. But you know what I mean. You just kind of become really antisocial. Wow, I look like a platypus. Weird. Anyway. This is the reason why I think, one of the reasons why I gave this 3 stars, is because when Callie finds out about her dad, well, obviously when she was a kid, she loved him, sent him loads of letters up in heaven. and then she found out who he really was, and then she despised him. Fair enough. Okay, I get that. But then what I don't understand is she hates her dad being a terrorist. So then she becomes a terrorist. I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, I'm trying to like put the dots together. Like, why does she think I can't believe he's a murderer and he's done all these horrible things and he's killed people, but I am going to do the best thing I've ever done in my life. I'm going to make my life worthwhile and do exactly the same thing. Like, I just don't understand. That is weird. Like, why would you think that? It's just stupid. So yeah, I really wasn't convinced by that. I was convinced by Jude convincing her to join the LM, but just not for her reasons, her reasoning, and for her hatred towards her dad. I just didn't get that at all. Also, another thing, I think Mary Blackman doesn't do very well at writing 13-year-olds and around that area, just in the language she uses, like 13-year-olds calling each other poo heads. They don't say poo heads, they say things a lot worse than that. Like things that can't even be aired on the telly because they're so bad. But obviously it's like a YA book, but at the same time it's like it's not really YA, is it? It's like a older children's book, like 12-ish, I think, or maybe a bit lower than that, maybe like 9. I don't know, it depends on how good you are at reading as a kid, really. So she can't really do that much, but I don't know, it's just like, even though this is a children's book, it's not representative of teenagers. I know I just said previously that Kelly Rose grows up and it's very convincing, but that is the one thing, like the language that the teenagers use. I'm like, this is definitely not how teenagers speak. Not even in heckin' private school. Maybe it's even worse. No, I've never been to private school, so I wouldn't know. But I know people who have been, and they swear loads. So I'm like, it's a difficult one, really. But yeah, wasn't convinced by that either. The thing is, this is a different world as well, isn't it? So we have to think maybe in just this world they don't use swear words, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that 1 second. Oh God, hold on. What else was I going to talk about? I feel like I haven't got that much to talk about this one. Let's talk about race, because obviously that is the main purpose of this book. So Malorie Blackman said the previous book has to happen. It's really sad, and it has to happen for there to be development. And you do see development in this book, which is good in terms of race and racial justice. Although it's slow progress, but I think that's what's expected, if you know what I mean. Am I lagging? I feel like I'm lagging. I don't know. Yeah, I'm lagging. Not good. Hopefully I still make sense. So yeah, one of the things that really stood out to me, I think, in terms of progress was when they were having a debate in one of Kelly Rose's classes. I can't remember what class it was, but should people be equal, or something like that? Should all races be equal, or I can't remember the exact thing. And Toby was on the yes side, so he was speaking for yes, people should be equal. And then that horrible girl, what was her name? Was it Hope? I can't remember. You know the one I'm talking about, the absolutely horrible one. She said no. Horrible girl. And Toby lost, but to the, oh God, how do I word this? To the least, it's the best loss basically that they've had for that discussion, because they've had it every year. So we can see that there's progress happening. And the irritating thing is that, well, not irritating. I don't know, not irritating. Toby got a scholarship to go in, so that's also progress. But it's irritating that white people often don't have the funds to go to private school. It's just like nowadays, really. Private schools are dominated by white people because white people kind of shut people off in professions, and people are trying to do better with quotas and stuff, which is good. But it's slow progress. It's not going to happen overnight. And it's really sad that the only white person who can afford to go there is someone who invented this tanning lotion to make your skin look darker, to make you look like a cross. And that's just real heckin' sad. And that's really, there's so many things in this series which are really representative of our society today, even now, like 10, 15, 20 years on. Yeah, and it's just really heckin' sad. Like the thing with the plasters in the first book, Tesco's have only just heckin' come out with non-white plasters. It's like, why has it taken this long? Like, I just don't understand. That it shouldn't have taken the murder of several black people in America for people to start thinking, yeah, maybe our society is a bit racist. Well, yeah, duh. This has been happening for decades. So just use your own heckin' brains. Oh, it just annoys me. But yeah, progress is happening, but just very slow. And it's the same in society and the same in these books. And I just hope that in the next few books, more justice is done. I'm hoping Callie Rose is going to live Seffi's dream and she's going to become a defence lawyer. We'll see how that goes there, won't we? And who was on the beach at the end? Was it Toby or was it that other bloke, Lucas? I think it was Toby. I don't know. It's kind of a mirror between Seppi and Callie Rose in that, because Seppi didn't know who to choose between her lovers. Who were they called? I don't remember. And it's the same thing with Callie Rose. She's got two boys who are like mad about her. And the same for Seppi. And they're just like, oh, who do I pick? It's like, well, dunno. And yeah, I don't know what much I've got to say other than that. Doing this on me lads, it's not like I can have a chat with anyone unless you want to say in the comments, but I have no friends, so no one ever does that. By myself, don't wanna be. Right, yes, enough of that. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me, even though I think I'm on my own watching this. Well, I'm not watching it. I'm going to go and have a snack because I'm hungry. Don't know what I'm going to have. I don't think you can. So there we go. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next live stream, which I shall. I don't know what I'll do, but it's not going to be that Wednesday because it's too busy for me. So got to prioritize yourself sometimes. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything else I've missed out, which there probably is, the last time I didn't even mention race, and I'm like, wow, I am such a stupid white girl. So yeah, if there is anything, then just say in the comments. Say how trashy I am. That's absolutely fine. Okie dokie. Thank you, and see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye.